This is the Blairing Out with Eric Blair show at the 2014 Newport Beach Film Festival. I'm here with Willie Aames, the man, the myth, the legend.
And that's a local boy too, you know. Yeah, born and raised here.
You know what? Everybody knows you were on 8 is Enough, but one of the shows I watched with you in the 80s was when you were in that Christian superhero.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I love that.
That was a trip, wasn't it? That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Now tell me, tell me how that happened and what that meant to you to be able to do that.
Well, you know, it was at a time when there was a big gap in that particular area, you know, when looking for entertainment for boys between 9 and 12 with a good positive message to it. We realized there was a huge gap there, and I got together with a bunch of friends of mine that said, why don't we create something? And we didn't know really what to do, but we wanted to kind of create a positive message, poke fun at a lot of different things at the same time, and try to do something that would have lasting meaning. And none of us knew it was going to do what it did. I mean, 13 platinum DVDs later, we're thinking, what happened? But the main thing was that we wanted to take certain topics. For instance, one of the shows that we were the most proud of was called Conquering the Wrath of Rage, and it was right after Columbine, and there was a lot of different things taking place in schools. And we wanted to have an opportunity to speak to kids about emotions that they couldn't identify, but were very real. And we managed to pull that off, and we won a lot of awards for that particular episode. I was very proud of it. I mean, it meant a lot to me.
So now, what kind of feedback did you get from people? As far as how many lives that came up to you were touched?
Well, we received tens of thousands of emails and people that would come up and tell us that their child began to identify the emotion with language, and they were able to talk through the anger issue that they were having. And that, to me, was the big payoff, because we knew that we touched a chord, and we knew that we were able to help kids express themselves and get it out before it became an action, before they begin to act out on it. And for me, I have to say that is one of my proudest accomplishments, because it really did change the lives of tens of thousands, if not more. It's still going on. It's still out there today. So it was a good moment for us, and something that I will forever be grateful to have been a part of.
And I liked it too.
Thanks.
I mean, look, I was already an adult when I watched it, but you know what? I understood the message, and I liked it. I liked it. I mean, it's whenever you take a stand for something like that, you're rebelling against the norm, and I like rebellion.
Well, I'm no stranger to the rebellion area, you know, as you know. So, but we never really thought we were rebelling. We just wanted to speak to the younger generation, not speak down to them, but speak with them. And I think that was a big mistake that many people were doing. You know, they were trying to speak to them and not with them.
Exactly.
And we managed to cross the barrier. I don't know how, but we managed to cross the barrier.
Do you feel that your experiences on 8 is Enough led you to become a Christian?
I think every experience that you have leads you in the direction that you're going to eventually accept. And I've never really, to be honest, I've never really considered what put me in those different places. I only knew that no matter how much success I had, no matter how much I accomplished, no matter how much I had achieved in the eyes of the world, I felt as though I was a fraud. There was something missing in my life. And that thing was hope. I didn't even know I needed hope until I saw it. And once I gained that knowledge, then I just wanted more. You know, I had to keep going back for more. So for me, it was about accepting that I could be more than I knew myself to be. As a creature, I could be something more, and that I could not only have hope, but I could spread hope. And that was my entire intent with everything. And so whether it was 8 is Enough, I can't really pin it on that. I think every step I took, every direction I went was one step closer to the acceptance of where I needed to be.
A lot of people that were on 8 is Enough went through hard times after the show. Yeah. Maybe not all of them, but a good amount of them. Just because the entertainment business, sometimes it sucks you in and spits you out. That's just the nature of the game. Do you think that's true?
You know, Eric, I have to be really candid with you. Okay. Trouble is where you find it. And I'm not one that points at the entertainment industry and says, oh, that bad industry. You can find it in sports, you can find it on Wall Street, you can find it Enron, I mean, trouble is where you look for it. And the fact is that the entertainment industry has always been very good to me. You know, now I made some poor choices in my life. They were my choices to make. But I never met one person in Hollywood or the entertainment industry just dying to make somebody's life miserable. It's just never happened. I've met really sincere people who have a different, you know, outlook and perspective on the world and life and what that's all about. But I've never met anybody intentionally destructive. Those destructive tendencies are our own, and we have to own them. You know, we have to be honest with ourselves as to what it is. So I don't like to point at the entertainment industry that way, because you can find the same thing in so many different areas. I mean, there's mothers that, you know, get led astray on the internet. It's wherever you find it.
Hey, what were some of the highlights of your time on 8 is Enough?
You know, 8 is Enough was really something that did so much for me in my life and my career. But I have to say the highlights came after that show. I didn't realize what we had when we had it. You know, 8 is Enough was my 7th network series. We finished the show. I was glad to move on from the show, and then I did Charles in Charge. I had the most fun ever on Charles in Charge.
What a great show.
And then I looked back at 8 is Enough and went, wow, you know what? Great show, great message, great people, great actors, good storylines, and I appreciated it most after it was over, when I gained a little insight and life experience myself. And now I really appreciate it for the type of show that it was, the way that Dick Van Patten ran things, the way that Betty Buckley portrayed her part, and all of the different characters on the show. We just had something very, very special.
Where's your life taken you?
Well, as I said, I've spent the last 5 years traveling all over the world and gathering up a lot of information. I'm writing a lot right now. I put that down for a little bit, and I'm finding my life there. I have my beautiful wife. I just was married a few weeks ago.
Nice.
So
congratulations.
Thank you. I'm very happy about that. And basically, it's really about writing and acting again. That's it.
So what brings you out here to the Newport Beach Film Festival?
Well, Newport Beach, I'm born here. You know, 5 generations of my family here in Newport Beach, and a good friend of mine, a longtime friend of mine, and my agent, Mike Gerard, invited me out here to the film festival to see a movie with Matt LeBlanc. It was a cute film. It was a great film. I support it, you know, and I think anytime we get a chance to support the arts in Orange County and Southern California, we should do it. I had an opportunity, and I happened to be here, so I was very fortunate to go.
What do you think of the way that the world's going right now?
Oh, it's to be expected. You know, it doesn't surprise me. I think there's a lot to be wary of. I think there's a lot to be weary of, but I think there's a lot of hope. As I said, after 5 years of traveling around to every country, I'm very hopeful, because with the I want to say the consciousness, but with the awareness of each other so close now, I'm finding that the younger people are very much about unifying people, not tearing things apart.
Really?
I really am. And that was hopeful for me, because I went out very skeptical and very cynical and very jaded. And whether it was Russia or Estonia or Ukraine, lots of friends in the Ukraine, Serbia, Croatia, Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, all over. Tahiti, Fiji, I just got back from Vietnam. Some really uplifting, positive, forward-looking people that really want to respect one another. And I came away thinking, you know what? The world's not as bad a place as we can sometimes think it is. There really is a lot of hope out there.
Willie Aames. I totally agree, buddy. I totally agree, Mr. Hard Handshake. I like it. No, because really. This is a good handshake. Let's just show people this is how a person should shake hands.
Yeah.
This does not cut it. Let's do the fish. Hi, Willie. That's not going to work.
It's not going to work.
Where can people see you right now? Is there anywhere they can see you, like at films or anything?
Right here on Blairing Out.
Blairing Out with Eric Blair.
That's it.
Willie Aames, you are the man.
Take care,
Love you.
man.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Let's do an Out Here. Blairing Out with Eric Blair show at the 2014 Newport Beach Film Festival with Willie Aames signing off.
Tiring Out Show.